Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a very simple question today. If I told you that right now, at this very moment, there are more than 8,000 Snowflake professionals in India alone, and that most of those positions are like paying between 18 to 35 lakhs per annum. Okay, would you be sitting here for? Of course, you would, and that is exactly why you are here today. So my name is Madhu. I'm corporate trainer, a Snowflake specialist, and a DBT expert. So over 10 years of real industry experience I have. So not even like textbook experience and not YouTube experience and real time. So enterprise warehouse building data pipelines for companies that process millions of records every single day. Okay, these things and in the next 60 minutes, I'm going to show you what Snowflake and DBT actually look like in live running cardboard environment. I'm showing to you the architecture and I'm going to show the pipeline. I'm going to show you exactly what interviews ask and exactly how you answer them. And by the time we finish today, you will understand why every major company in the world, like Amazon, Deloitte, JP Morgan, Walmart, TCS, Wipro, is desperately hiring professionals. So, who know these stuff? So, make yourself comfortable. So, put your phone down and take a notes because the next 60 minutes can genuinely change your career trajectory. So, let us begin. Okay. So, we go with technical. This. Okay, here you can see these. Okay, so here is our roadmap for the next 60 minutes. We will cover six powerful segments. First, I will give you the market reality, the real numbers, the real companies, the real salaries. Second, we go deep into Snowflake architecture, and I mean deep, not surface level, the kind of depth that makes you sound like a senior engineer. So, in an interview room. Okay, so third, we cover the DBT transformation engine, how raw messy data becomes like beautiful business ready data. So gold that executive can use. And fourth, and this is my personal favorite. So I will talk you through a complete end-to-end real world pipeline, healthcare data or bank data, okay, or retail data, okay, and AWS S3 Snowpipe. So DBT all the way to BI dashboard live in front of you. And fifth, we hit interview questions or the exact questions that TCS, Wipro, Accenture, and MNC companies are asking the Snowflake rounds right now. So not a theory, actual answers that will get you shortlisted. Okay, these things. And sixth one, I will walk you through like these program, the curriculum, the projects, so what you get and how to enroll. So, okay, are you ready? Let us get into the subject. So let me show you some numbers here. The 80,000 plus active Snowflake job openings right now we have. Okay, so these are active Snowflake jobs. So 8,000 plus we have. Okay, only in India plus in the global. Okay, so then here we have like average annual CTC for a Snowflake engineer in India 18 to 35 lakhs. Senior architecture or commanding 50 lakhs and above. So like senior architecture means like who knows concept like a data modeling concept, star schema, Snowflake schema, data vault. Okay, so dimensions, those things. Okay, so more than 10,000 companies worldwide are running Snowflake. Okay, so we are talking about Fortune 500, healthcare gains, so banking institution, retail chains, e-commerce platforms. Okay, so these things they're going to use these skills like Snowflake and DBT. And DBT is now ranked in the top three most in the demand data transformation. So tools globally. So every company that uses Snowflake, the wants someone who knows DBT. So they go together like HTML and CSC. You know, we have HTML CSS, right? For HTML for code and CS for stylish, like that. So they go together like HTML and CSS, and you cannot have one without the other, like that. Okay. So now let me show you the companies. Okay. So like here we have Deloitte, okay, and Amazon, Walmart, and JP Morgan, okay, and Accenture, Infosys, Wipro, Capgemini, HCL, Cognizant. These are uh, I picked not random companies. I picked these are companies that are actively posting Snowflake jobs as we what I'm telling now as we speak. Okay, so and what roles they are hiring for. Okay, here Snowflake developers so build pipelines and write SQL and entry level starts, and 12 to 20 or 22 lakhs, and DBT analytics engineer and transform and model data using DBT cloud 14 to 25 lakhs. Okay, these things, and the Snowflake architect so design like enterprise data, okay, platforms. Senior level goes to the 50 lakhs and beyond that. If you do not learn this task, so who will take those positions? Okay, so somebody is going to learn, take those positions, so why should it be you? Okay, so then we go with like Snowflake architecture. Okay, so go to next slide. Yeah, here you can see. Okay, so now I want you to look at these architecture diagram so very carefully. So because this what you see on screen right now so is the single and most commonly asked diagrams in Snowflake interviews. Okay, so here we have three layers. Okay, cloud services layer, compute layer, and storage layer. Okay, so Snowflake has three distinct layers, and understanding these three layers is what, okay, and separates a junior developer from someone who walks into the room and immediately sounds like a so senior architect. So when we know about these layers, so let us start from the bottom. So the storage layer here. Okay, so here Snowflake. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here Snowflake does not have its own storage. Okay, so it's going to take support S3, AWS S3 from 2014, Azure Blob, okay, 2018, and GCP GCS 2019. So like Google Cloud Storage. But here what market is brilliant, Snowflake automatically so it going to divides your data into so what are called like micro partitions. Okay, so each partition is typically between, okay, so here you can see micro partitions. Okay, so typically between 50 and 500 megabytes, 15 to 500, 50 to 500, 50 and 500 megabytes, and every partition is automatically compressed using common format. Okay, so what does that mean in practice? It means a table that would take 2 terabytes on a traditional database might only consume 300 gigabytes in the Snowflake. So your storage cost dramatically, like you are taking 2 TB. Okay, so 2 TB terabytes it going to store like only 3 GB in the Snowflake. Now on the on-premises and traditional 2 TB, and but come to the Snowflake it going to be like only 3 GB. So now here we can see move to this compute layer. This is where Snowflake magic like truly happens. So Snowflake uses what it calls like, here we have virtual warehouses. Okay, think of virtual warehouse as a separate and independent computer cluster. So you can have one warehouse running your ETL pipelines, a completely separate warehouse so running BI queries. Okay, you're going to create two warehouses, one warehouse for ETL pipelines, one more warehouse for separate warehouse for running BI queries, and another warehouse running your development work, and also and all running at the same time, so completely, so these all warehouses independent of each other, so no resource contention, so no lacking, no waiting. So these are traditional databases. Okay, so come to the traditional database, one big engine, so everybody fights for the same resources. So pick our query, everything slows down. So with Snowflake's virtual warehouses, You add another warehouse in seconds, so 2 minutes later done use. Here you can see um, when we can add within the 2 minutes, we can 1 second to 2 minutes. But if you go with like other things like other warehouses like Redshift and BigQuery, it's going to take, okay, so it's going to take 48 or 20 hours, depends. So that's why, so every company, every client, so they are moving, okay, to the Snowflake side. Okay, so then, so and these warehouses auto suspend, you are not paying when nobody is using them, and auto resume the moment when query hits, the warehouse wakes up in 2 to 3 seconds. This is why enterprises love Snowflake. You pay for, so what you use, or we can call pay as used model. So you pay for what you use. And here now the, see the top layer, so cloud services, this is the brain, okay, of the Snowflake. So the cloud services layer like handles everything, so that makes like a Snowflake intelligent query optimization, metadata, so management, okay, and authentication, RBAC, security, okay, and transaction management. You can see all handled automatically. Here in Snowflake, we don't have DBA, no DBA required for tuning. So no manual index creation, so no statics updates. Snowflake handles for you, okay? It going to handle everything. So to like summarize these architecture, and I want you to write this down. So storage layer, cloud object storage with micro partitions and compression. So compute layer, so independent virtual warehouses, multi-cluster, auto suspend, and cloud services layer, the intelligent engine that runs constantly and automatically. So I give some small example. So in Snowflake, I'm creating table, I'm inserting the data that going to store in this storage layer. And when I run the query, select star one table name where ID equal to 3 lakhs, the query going to run in this computer layer. So when I want to log into Snowflake account, I need username and password. So that going to take care of this cloud services layer. So if you want to connect with the Python, DBT, and tools, some other tools, okay, partner connector, okay, so those things handled by the cloud service layer, okay. So remember that. So what is the main advantage of having the storage and compute separated in the Snowflake? Okay, here, so do you have any idea about what is the main advantage of having the storage and compute separated in Snowflake? Do you have idea? So we have separated, right? Storage is separate, compute separate, completely these are separate. There is no connection between storage and compute layer. So what is the main advantage of having a storage and compute separated in the Snowflake? So anybody can tell. So I will give you one example. So wait, suppose you are running the, I have data 10 TB data in this in the storage layer. I have 10 TB data, 10 TB, 10 terabytes. So now I'm running here multiple queries or multiple users for reporting, loading data, unloading transformations, deleting, inserting. So everything is happening in this compute layer. Okay. So when I run the query, so uh, select star from, so and where maximum visits of doctor to the patient. I'm running one query. Select max visits of from the doctor table. So it going to give quick answer. So this query, it won't affect by this data 10 TB tera data. So 10 TB data, it won't affected by. So when we are running the query in this compute layer, so it won't affect by this storage 10 TB data. So this is a major advantage in the Snowflake, and you can scale them independently. That is the core innovation. And so this is nothing. This is 3 layers, okay. And here one more thing, okay, and the Snowflake architecture and the Snowflake project architecture, both are different, okay, both are different, so not same, okay. So then we move to next slide. If you are not understanding, so you can stop, okay. Okay, you can raise, okay. Then I will give one more example. So next, move to one more slide, this one, right? Okay, here we have see other things. Now let me show you, okay, these six features that makes your enterprises like choose Snowflake over everything else. So they are also introduce all these things. So feature one, time travel. So this is like time travel. So what is time travel here? Okay, time travel. Okay, so in Snowflake you can query data as of any point in the past. So up to 90 days. You can write a query and say, show me the this table as it looked 3 days ago at 2 p.m. So accidentally deleted a millions of rows. There is no problem. So one command, data is back. So what other database gives you this? No, this is uniquely Snowflake only give. Okay, it means so if any disorder, if any data is updated wrongly, any data is deleted, if you want to access previous deleted data, so then up to 90 days you can use a time travel. Okay, you can go back in the time, you can get it back the data. So to recover the data, to get the back data, we use the tab. This is one feature. Okay. So what other database gives you this? So now this is uniquely Snowflake only gives. Okay. And the next feature, so zero copy cloning. So this blows like people's minds. When I first explain it, you can clone a 10 terabyte table instantly at zero additional storage cost. The clone is full and independent. You can modify it and test on it, break it your production table. So it's completely untouched. How Snowflake just creates a point to the same. So these micro partition storage cost only happens when you start modifying the data. So this is how every responsible enterprise handles and they want test environments now. Okay, so I will give you one example. Okay, so I have data like 10 terabytes. Okay, in the development environment. So I need to have data in the test environment. Okay, so I can use this zero copy cloning. So zero copy cloning? So we know, right? We're going to copy the images, videos. Okay, that is copy. Okay, and why cloning? Cloning is without duplicating, we are copying the data. And why zero? There is no cost. That is a zero copy cloning. Okay, zero carbon. Okay, so I have in dev environment 10 terabytes. So now I need to have same data in the test environment. Okay, now I'm using cloning. Create database name clone of database. Okay, so now what going to happen? So same data I'm going to have data in the test, but for when I have this tera, like in the 10 teradata in the DAO. So 1 TB usually Snowflake going to cost for $23, but $230 for 1 month. But same data I have in the test, but is there is no cost for that. There is a cost and no storage and no storage cost for that even. It means we are saving $230 for monthly. Okay, $230. So this is zero copy cloning. But if you do any modification in the cloning data in the test environment, then it's going to charge. So clone a 10 TB table like instantly at zero cost. So full clone with no data duplication. So dev test magic. Okay, so this is like zero copy clone. Okay, so next you can see Snowpipe auto industry. Okay, we know, right? When you go to ATM or you're going to scan the QR code, you're going to pay the amount, okay, or deposit or withdrawals. Okay. So immediately within fraction of second, you're going to receive a message, right? So how is it going to happen? So that is live data, right? Live data. For the live data handling, for loading, for ingestion. So Snowpipe auto ingestion, we're going to use this Snowpipe. Okay, here. So files land in your AWS S3, so bucket. So SQS are like simple queue services. Sends a notification. So Snowpipe then wakes up automatically. So data is loaded into Snowflake within a seconds. So no need of no airport tag. So no cron job, no ETL scheduler. So automatic. This is what near real time ingestion looks like in 2024. They're using like feature. Okay, this is Snowpipe. Okay, for live data handling, we're going to use this is the Snowpipe, very advantage. Okay, so this is serverless. Okay, no, okay. When file we have, whenever any new file you add into the S3, automatically the pipe going to trigger. It going to load that file into the Snowflake target table. Okay, this one. So next come to these streams and tasks. CDC change data capture. So with the streams, schedule pipelines with the task and network. You know what is the streams? Okay. So I will give the example. Simple I will take. Okay. So I have table. So Ravi going to the laptop and he buying the laptop. Okay. So his name, laptop and his version. So that product code and that price like 70,000. Okay, and one more person going to buy Ravi and Shekhar, Rajesh, Renu. So, like funny, going to buy the one. So, totally we have the five records. Okay, so this day. So, next day. So, next day, some other people like so Padma, so Usuda, some other like five members. Okay, so Srinivas, so many five members going to buy the some other product like mobiles or laptop, anything. Okay, and next day we going to receive the complete trend records. So first day we have received five records. Second day the new records five and the old records five. Totally 10 records. The next day, third day again some old plus new records. Old records plus new records. These things. Okay, old and new, old and new. So the data going to be the records going to be increase. The data going to record going to be increased day by day. And here, so what you do in real time, first we will create table, then we will truncate next day and we will load again. Without truncate, if you load again, it's going to be duplicate data. Without loading, without truncate table, if you load same data, it's going to be duplicate. So that's why we need to truncate and we need to load. So it will take time and we need to pay cost, the loading cost, processing, everything, right? So to avoid that, okay, and also Ravi bought the laptop 70,000, but next day he goes to that. So some other people giving on discount of 25%, but you given to be 70,000, please give the discount. Then the price going to update. So like that updates, some deletes going to, and the new records insert going to update. Okay, everything going to update these things. So how are you going to handle these? Okay, these things. So for that, we need to create our source table. So we need to create streams and source table. Then we need to create target table. Then we need to match these stream table and target table. So whenever the data arrived into the Snowpipe, that going to load into the source table, the stream will capture. It going to load data into the unique data if any changes happen. So this is the usual process. Here we streams and tasks. So streams capture every insert, update, and delete happening on a table. So this is change data capture. So CDC built natively into our Snowflake. So tasks for schedule SQL to run automatically. So like comments, streams, and tasks, you have a full automated incremental pipeline with a zero external tooling. Here means S3 to Snowpipe, Snowpipe to source table, then streams, then target. So task schedules SQL to run automatically. So commands, streams, and tasks, you have a fully automated incremental pipeline. So with external tooling. So I will show this is in live demo. So when we are going to the practical. Okay, and this is like row column security. Here column masking policy. Okay, so I will give a simple example. Okay, there is admin, arctic, and enlist. So there is number like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so admin going to see the complete data 1 to 8. Then enlist going to see the data like 1 2 3 4, and remaining 5 6 7 8 going to hide it like star mark. So we have the ATM pin when we are typing the password like star like that, and partial data. There are some other person like admin and list some other person like any user, another user. So now the data for him it's like completely hide. star, like that, complete hide data. So masked data. So this is one scenario. So because of when we work in the real time, so every data need should be like secure PI data we have, right? So those things. Okay. So admin can see complete data. So analyst partial data, someone else going to see complete hide data. This is one. This is like column level and row level. So in table we have HR department, some other department, payments department, which are department we have. So when HR on the queries on the table, HR going to see only who related to the HR department and payment table. So when payment, so when a user runs the query, so that when we run the query, it's going to show only who are in the payments department details. This is okay. So here we have first one column level, second one is row level. Okay, so this is a row and column security. So masking policies hide PI and row access and filters data by so row. So enterprise a great governance. So these things. Okay. So row and column security, column and masking policies. You define a policy that hides a column like a social security number or like other in the USA, or other number from everyone except like specific roles. Row access policies. You can ensure that a sales analyst in a Chennai only sees the Chennai data, even though the table has all India records. So this is enterprise grade governance built in the platform. Okay, so these things. Okay, now data sharing. So Snowflake here thing. So data sharing here we have. Okay, so Snowflake allows you to the share live real-time data with another Snowflake account, so anywhere in the world, so without copying any data. Your partner queries your data, so they always see the latest version. So no TETL, no pipelines, just share. So this thing. So we have three methods data sharing. One is like I'm having a Snowflake account, you having a Snowflake account, so I can share the directly. And I'm having a Snowflake account and you don't have the Snowflake account, then I need to create a reader account. Second, so third one in the Snowflake marketplace. Okay, so remember these are six features: time travel, zero copy cloning, Snowpipe, streams and tasks, security, data sharing. So these are your interview answers. Okay, know them like God. Okay, this is very advanced. Now we move to the DBT. Okay, so rejoin with the same link, then we will continue. So okay, one second. Okay, so Mohammed Fani, Rajesh, Satish, Venkat, let's go. So rejoin with the same link, we will continue.